Good evening.
Good evening, Jacob. Good evening, Costa.
Hey, Mayor. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
Good evening, all. As you can see, it's not Thomas Trask, it's Patrick Perez. I'm filling in for Tom tonight. Sorry about the name. Just letting you all know.
That's okay. We'll recognize you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Hi, Connor.
How you doing, Mayor?
Here's Towson. Oh, you changed your name, Patrick.
I guess it was able to. Great.
Good evening. Welcome, everyone, to the BOC meeting. I'm calling to order the special session meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs on Tuesday, September 15, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. Ms. Jacobs, roll call.
Mayor Alahouzes,
Here?
Vice Mayor Carr,
Here.
Commissioner Terrapini,
Here.
Commissioner Donovan,
Here.
Commissioner Vaticiotis.
Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the health crisis that we continue to face, the meetings will be conducted by video conferencing to provide for public comments to protect the public and the employees. And as a reminder, the purpose of tonight's meeting is to get public input regarding fiscal year 2020-2021 budget. And now we're going to the public comments of the items that were not going to be discussed tonight. If anyone has any comments, please state your name and your address for the record. You'll be given 4 minutes. Mrs. Jacob, have we received any emails?
No emails were received.
Thank you. Mr. Jump, do we have anyone is wishing to speak?
If anyone would like to speak, please raise your hand. We do not have any raised hands at this time, sir.
Thank you. Well, the first item on the agenda is a resolution 2020-53 adopted the final millage rate for tax year 2020. Mr. Harry, if you please review the procedures required by state law.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Ron Herring, Finance Director. Florida Statute 200.065 sets the procedures for the adoption of the millage rate and budget. The final millage rate must be approved before the final budget. The final millage rate for tax year 2020 is 5.3. The final millage rate of 5.37 is 4.95% above the rollback rate of 5.1167. The rollback rate is the rate that would provide the same dollar amount of revenues as the previous year. The increase over the rollback rate is being used to fund personnel costs, and that is a required reading on the millage rate.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, would you please read the resolution?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2020-53, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, adopting the final millage rate for tax year 2020. Whereas a public hearing was held on September 15th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. to adopt a final millage rate. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, that 1, the ad valorem millage rate for tax year 2020 of the City of Tarpon Springs is hereby established at 5.3700, a 4.95% increase over the rollback rate of 5.1167. And two, the city staff is hereby directed to notify all pertinent government agencies of the provisions hereof as required by law. That is the reading in full of Resolution 2020-53.
Thank you. Mr. Licorice, do you have any comments? If not, we
Nothing
go
to add, Mayor.
Thank you. We go to the public comments. Ms. Jacobs, do we have any emails?
No emails were received.
Thank you. Mr. Jump, do we have anyone that is wishing to speak on this item?
If anyone would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand and you'll be allowed to talk. We do not have any raised hands at this time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. We go into the commission comments. Mr. Licorice, if you please give my thanks to the staff and to the Budget Advisory Committee for providing us a good balanced budget again this year with the same millage as we had last year, 5.37. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor Carr, any comments?
Thanks, Mayor. No comments from our last meeting.
Thank you. Commissioner Terrapini.
I have nothing to add on the budget, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Donovan,
No comments, Mayor.
Commissioner Tikiotis.
Nothing, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion to approve. Second.
And roll call.
Mr. Vaticiotis,
Yes.
Commissioner Donovan,
Yes.
Commissioner Terrapini,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Carr,
Yes.
Mayor LaHousas.
Yes, thank you. The second item on the agenda is a resolution 2020-54, adopted the final budget for the fiscal year 2020, 2021. Mr. Harry, please review the procedures required by state law.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The final budget for fiscal year 2021 for the city is $63,278,499, a decrease of $733,199 or 1.15% under the adopted budget for fiscal year 2020. The majority of the decrease is related to capital outlay, and that's my reading on the budget for the city.
Thank you. Mr. Perez, would you please read the resolution?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2020-54, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, adopting the final budget for fiscal year 2020-2021. Whereas a public hearing was held on September 15th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. to adopt the final budget, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, that one, the City of Tarpon Springs annual budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 is hereby finally adopted. Two, the city staff is hereby directed to notify all pertinent governmental agencies of the provisions hereof as required by law. That has been a reading of Resolution 2020-54 in full.
Thank you. Mr. Licorice, do you have any information that you'd like to share with us?
No, sir.
Thank you. We go into the public comments. Ms. Jacobs, have we received any emails on this item?
No emails were received.
Thank you. Mr. Jump, do we have anyone that is wishing to speak on this item?
No, sir, we do not have anyone in attendance at this time.
Thank you. We go to the commission comments. The only thing I would like to say is that I'm very pleased with the budget, and as a team, we're able to continue provide good service to our residents, and we are scheduling many projects to be done next year, including the senior center, which is very special to me, and also giving 3% raise to our employees, and I'm very grateful to that. Thank you, everybody. Vice Mayor Carr.
Thanks, Mayor. I would echo the same, but I have no additional comments tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Terrapini,
Nothing to add, Mayor.
Commissioner Donovan.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just want to say I'm proud of the budget. Thank you, staff, and the Budget Advisory Committee for all their work on it, and really appreciate everybody else's ideas. I think this is really a budget to be proud of.
Thank you. Commissioner Tikiotis.
Thank you, Mayor. I know a lot of the department heads are watching as participants, and I appreciate you being here with us tonight. I really don't have anything to offer. I know it's the end of a journey for this year, and I guess we'll be starting it again in 5 months. So thank you again for your help, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Jacobs.
Commissioner Vaticiotis,
Yes.
Commissioner Donovan,
Yes.
Commissioner Terrapini,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Carr,
Yes.
Mayor LaHousas.
Yes. Well, that concludes the special session. It's adjourned at 6:38 PM. And now we're going to the CRA meeting. I now call to order the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Tarpon Springs on Tuesday, September 15, 2020 at 6:39 PM. Ms. Jacobs? Roll
Chair
call, please.
LaHousas,
Here?
Vice Chair Carr,
Here.
Commissioner Terrapini,
Here.
Commissioner Donovan,
Here.
Commissioner Vaticiotis.
Here.
Thank you. The only item on the agenda is Resolution 2020-03, adopting the final budget for the fiscal year 2020, 2021. Mr. Harry, again, review the procedures required by state law.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The final CRA budget for fiscal year 2021 is $558,900, an increase of $67,198, or 13.67% over the adopted budget for fiscal year 2020. The increase is due to taxable values increasing 7.64% in the CRA, and that's required reading on the budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Perez, would you please read the resolution?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2020-03, a resolution of the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, adopting the final budget for fiscal year 2020-2021. Whereas a public hearing was held on September 15th, 2020 at 6:30 PM to adopt a final budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Tarpon Springs, Florida, that Section 1, the Community Redevelopment Agency's annual budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 is hereby finally adopted. And Section 2, the city staff is hereby directed to notify all pertinent governmental agencies of the revisions hereof as required by law. That has been a reading in full of Resolution 2020-03.
Thank you. We go into the public comments. Ms. Jacobs, have we received any emails?
No emails were received.
Thank you. Mr. Jump, do we have anyone online that is wishing to speak?
Not at this time, sir.
Thank you. We're going to the commission comments. I have no comments. Vice Mayor Carr,
I have nothing to add, Mayor.
Commissioner Terrapini,
No, sir.
Commissioner Donovan,
No comments, Mayor.
Commissioner Vaticiotis.
Mayor, I have a question for the city manager, and I know, I don't think we've got any viewers on here other than department heads this evening, except maybe on YouTube. But we've got the CRA meeting on October 6th, I believe, city manager, of course. And can you describe to us what we expect? I know it's tied to the budget and getting a little guidance. Can you elaborate on that a little bit so we know what to prepare for?
Yes, we'll start off with the projects that we are rolling over from this year to next year. We'll talk about some of those. We need some decisions on those. So we'll be doing that. Then we'll be looking at some projects that were planned for this year's budget. The idea now is to make sure we talk about the Tarpon Avenue corridor, to talk about the Safford corridor, talk about the projects we have, and to try to prioritize and get some idea of where we're going, give you some timelines on when we complete them, which ones are most important to you. And really it's setting up right at the beginning of the year, the beginning to put our budget into effect, and again, finish up some of the items that got slowed by COVIDs and other reasons and weren't finished. And to talk about all those and prepare for our year of what we budgeted for the CRA.
Will we be getting some updates on the projects that are kind of carryovers or holdovers from last year, as well as I know?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
And roll call.
Commissioner Vaticiotis,
Yes.
Commissioner Donovan,
Yes.
Commissioner Terrapini,
Yes.
Vice Chair Carr,
Yes.
Chair LaHousas.
Yes, well, that concludes the CRA agenda and is adjourned at 6:42 PM. Thank you, guys, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Night.
Night.
Go Lightning.
Mhm.